describe the importance of this road trip and what it means for the team?
Yeah, it's huge. Playing a couple teams now that are pretty close to us. It's a big deal, and they're points that we can't really let slip away. And again, coming down this final stretch, these points are going to be hard to come by, and we don't want to leave the points up for grabs and think about the regrets we had earlier in the season when it's late in the season.
So breakfast is always the same. It's hash browns, bacon, normally pancakes or French toast, and then some fruit, some yogurt. Just kind of your basic breakfast with juice and water.
I think everyone's aware of how great of a guy and funny of a guy Max is, but I think a lot of players are probably unaware of all the time and hours he puts in. Everything's so dialed in on the road. Not having these little hiccups and stuff on the road and in scheduling is just another aspect of keeping us dialed in and giving us everything we can to win games.
On a day like today where we have a game day, we have a meal at 2 to 3 p.m. Guys can come down and grab food whenever in that window, and yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into it, a lot of moving parts, and there's stuff that comes up, there's mistakes that happen, and just try and do my best to resolve it so that the players can just go about their day as normal as possible, and all they have to focus on is just playing the game and being ready to play.
See that double swing there? I would like our F1 to try a duck swing with that double swing. So this guy who gets the puck, I do not want him entering the puck to the neutral zone in the middle of the ice. The stick needs to be in this seam right here, because that's where they're looking to make the shot, and that's where it's going to be dangerous. We talked about before, they want to use the seam, they need to make the seam above him. If he wants to pass it above him right there, we'll take that.
It is a pivotal game in the playoff race as the Rebels host the Pats. Turn pass on left wing. Plays it toward the net, save Condro, backdoor feed, what a save by Matthew Condro! And now Lodge, one-on-one shorthanded, top of the right circle, cuts to the middle, shoots, save Schlenker, Lodge rebound, almost poked it over the goal line, somehow Schlenker recovered in time. Right side, McNutt, top of the circle, shoots, puck in front, it's loose, another shot, and they score! Finally, the Regina Pats come through on their 6th power play of the game. Caden Brown makes it 1-0. Puck goes in behind the net. Varga steals it from Reese Hamilton, centers it up front, shot, scores! Beckett Hamilton puts it home! Rebels tie this game at 1. Top of the right circle, Hamilton still with it. Back to the blue line, Yellowwagon, left slot Varga, one-timer, scores!
So much fun to play in that 1-1 game like that, and overtime obviously was on the wrong end of the overtime loss, but it's just a different kind of hockey, guys. It's things where structure matters, details matter, controlling your emotion matters, and I think for our players to have those experience leading up to the playoffs, something our players haven't had the last 2 years, and I think it's just a different level of hockey, and it makes you better when you go through it.
In Edmonton, we knew what was on hand for that game is to get into a playoff spot, and we all rose to the occasion.
From Rogers Place in Edmonton, the Oil Kings and the Pats on a midweek battle. Third of 4 meetings this season between these two clubs. Puck is down, we're underway. Let's have some fun. Pass, 2-on-1. There's a shot, scores. Ruslan Karimov off the turnover, and it's 1-0 Regina. Got it to the blue line. Tamu, a shot stop. Rebound. Strader jamming in front. Dean there as well. Another chance at stop. Scores! Walks the blue line. Malenka without his stick. Down low. There's Miette back to the line. To the left side. One-timer scores. Ephraim McNutt, the one-timer from the left side. It's 2-1 Regina. Bifo trying to leave it, turned over, cutting in, all alone, backhand, great save there by Snell. On the left wing, Lancer. Thrown towards the net, rebound, they score. Matt Peranich on a loose puck found back door.
I think everyone bought into that game. Played a full 60 minutes against a really good team. So yeah, I thought, that's probably one of our biggest wins of the year.
That's what drives me to want to be a hockey coach, is playing in games like this, and it's really fun to watch players either get better in these moments, shrivel in these moments, but all of a sudden push back in the moments too.
Scoreless from the VLC as Anderson goes rink wide. Brought on by Fabrizi over the line. He'll pick it free. Chenier to Evans, a shot, and that didn't get through. Rebound, scores! Makes it 1-0, just 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the game. Across the line, Derkach couldn't take the pass. It comes to Deschamps, a shot, bouncing puck. They score. In front of the net, it hit a body, and the Pats able to tie the game 1-1. Short-handed break. Ollie Chenier cutting in on net, Deeks, and scores! And Lethbridge back in front, 2-1. To the Regina line, Longley cross-ice duel, shoots, scores!
I think a huge thing for us is just staying positive through the ups and downs, and just understanding that there are going to be losses and there are going to be tougher games, but just getting down and dirty at times, and knowing that playing together is the most important thing.
It's easy to be up when things are going well, but I think lately when we've been down, we haven't been as low as we have been before. So I think just keeping a level head, I think that helps a lot in this league. We have so many games, and in a month, or just like we're on right now, 4-5, which is never easy, but just staying level-headed is a big key for us. Yeah, I think it's been a pretty good road trip so far. Tough loss, obviously, last night in Lethbridge, but the 2 games before that, I thought we played well. It was a big win for us in Edmonton, and hoping to close it off strong tonight against Calgary. It's going to be a good game. I think it's a big game for us as well, as we're pushing to get back into the playoffs. Tonight's a new day, and we can't look back at the past, and just got to go with this game tonight in Calgary.
Scotiabank Saddledome in Calgary, Alberta, the scene on this Saturday night for 2 teams fighting for playoff position. The Calgary Hitmen hoping for home ice advantage in round 1 of the WHL playoffs, while the Regina Pats are trying to get to the postseason. Right now, Calgary in the number 4 spot. Regina tied with Red Deer for the 8th and final position. Transition the other way, 2-on-1. Trevors has Junt with him. There's a pass, Junt shot, scores! And on the rush, the red light is on. The Calgary Hitmen lead. It is 1-0. Kept in by Peranich, right side of the ice. Here's Lansard with it. He can shoot. He's got 15 goals. Here's a shot. He scores! Off the post and in. Make it 16 now for Zach Lansard. And Regina on the two-man advantage back in this game. They trail at 4-2. Changing. Calgary touches it in on the right side. Here's Kane Wilkie. Net front pass, a shot. Fanned on. Stopped by Schlenker anyway. Now a chance. They score! Calder Hamilton! And the Calgary Hitmen support them with 6 goals as they defeat the Regina Pats by a score of 6-3.
Road trips are always key for coming closer together. I think at this time of the year we have a pretty tight team for it being after Christmas and after the trade deadline, so everyone's pretty familiar with each other. But it's easier to come close when you're always on the bus and in hotel rooms together, so yeah, it's good.
We always talk about kind of team chemistry and the importance of that, and just being around the guys a lot more. We're around them a lot at home as well, but being around them a lot on the road is very important. You know, we get to maybe blend with some guys that we wouldn't typically blend with when we're at home. So that kind of aspect and dynamic is a real key piece to team chemistry and moving forward.